Today, we're diving into one of the most essential, yet often overlooked, materials in construction: mortar. You've seen it between bricks, holding stones together and giving buildings that classic, finished look. But what exactly is mortar? How is it made? And why is it used in so many different ways across various industries? Stick around as we explore everything you need to know about mortar, from its basic ingredients to its many modern uses, right here on History of Simple Things. To begin with, let's define what mortar actually is. Mortar is a workable paste that's used to bond building blocks like bricks, stones, and concrete masonry units. It fills the gaps between these materials and hardens over time, creating a solid structure that can withstand the elements. What makes mortar unique is its balance of strength and flexibility. It's strong enough to hold buildings together, but slightly softer than the materials it binds. This allows it to absorb stress and slight movements without cracking, which is especially important in areas prone to earthquakes or shifting soils. Unlike concrete, which is designed to bear heavy loads, mortar is more of a glue for masonry. So how is mortar made? It all starts with a few simple ingredients: cement, sand, and water. Sometimes lime is added too, especially in traditional or historic construction. The cement, usually Portland cement, acts as the binding agent. Sand provides the bulk and body of the mortar, and water activates the cement and gives the mixture its workability. Lime, when included, improves plasticity and makes the mortar easier to work with, especially when applying it between bricks. The proportions of these ingredients can vary depending on the type of mortar being made. For example, Type N mortar, commonly used for general-purpose work, has a balanced mix of strength and flexibility. Type S mortar, on the other hand, is stronger and more durable, often used in structural applications or exterior walls. The mixing process usually begins with dry ingredients being thoroughly blended before water is gradually added. The mixture is stirred until it reaches a thick, creamy consistency, wet enough to spread easily, but stiff enough to hold its shape when applied. Mortar can be mixed by hand in small batches or in larger mechanical mixers for big construction jobs. Now, let's break down the different types of mortar and their specific applications. There are several standard types, each designated by a letter: N, S, M, O, and K. Type N is the most commonly used. It's medium strength and works well for both interior and exterior above-ground applications. It's great for walls that don't bear heavy loads. Type S is a step up in strength and is often used in below-grade applications like foundations and retaining walls. Type M is the strongest of the common types and is typically used in load-bearing walls or heavy stone structures. Type O is lower in strength and often used in interior work or in historic restoration where strength isn't as critical. Then there's Type K, which is extremely low strength and primarily used for preservation work in very old buildings. Each type of mortar is formulated with different ratios of cement, lime, and sand, and the choice depends on both the structural needs and the aesthetic goals of the project. Mortar has been used for thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians used a form of gypsum mortar in the construction of the pyramids. The Romans developed an early version of hydraulic mortar using volcanic ash, which allowed their concrete to set underwater, an innovation that led to the construction of enduring structures like aqueducts and harbors. Lime mortar became the standard for centuries and was used in iconic buildings like the Parthenon and medieval castles across Europe. It wasn't until the 19th century, with the advent of Portland cement, that modern mortar formulas began to take shape. Today's formulations build on that history, combining age-old techniques with modern science. When it comes to uses, mortar is incredibly versatile. In residential construction, it's used for bricklaying, laying concrete blocks, and installing stone veneers. Mortar is also essential in the construction of chimneys, fireplaces, patios, and walkways. In landscaping, it's used to hold retaining walls in place and to build stone garden features. In restoration work, especially with historic buildings, specialized mortar mixes are carefully designed to match the original materials and maintain the integrity of old structures. Mortar also has aesthetic applications. Different mortar colors and joint finishes can dramatically change the appearance of a brick wall. Tuck pointing, for example, involves replacing deteriorated mortar with fresh mortar to not only stabilize the structure, but also restore its appearance. Some modern mortars even include additives like polymers for improved adhesion, water resistance, or faster setting times, which makes them suitable for tile installations and other specialized uses. It's also important to clear up a common confusion. Mortar, concrete, and cement are not the same thing. Cement is just one component of both concrete and mortar. Concrete includes cement, sand, gravel, and water, and it's used for structural elements like slabs, beams, and columns. Mortar, as we mentioned earlier, is cement, sand, and water, sometimes with lime, and it's used primarily to bond bricks and stones. While they all contain cement, each material is designed for a very different purpose. Using the wrong one can compromise the durability and safety of a structure, so understanding the difference is key. In today's world, sustainability is becoming a bigger part of how we think about building materials, and mortar is no exception. Researchers and manufacturers are exploring ways to reduce the carbon footprint of cement, including the use of alternative binders like fly ash or slag. Recycled materials are being added to mortar mixes, and some companies are even developing bio-based mortars that can self-heal or absorb CO2 over time. These innovations are helping make mortar not just a legacy material, but also a future-facing one. So the next time you walk past a brick wall or see a stone path winding through a garden, take a moment to appreciate the mortar holding it all together. It's more than just filler, it's a key player in the strength, style, and longevity of our built environment. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.